Carolina. You know well from press reports and others that we were very successful local GOP. We have a phenomenal team here in Spartanburg. In our general elections, countywide races, we end up getting 72% of the vote. So this is a very, very hardcore Republican area. The interesting thing that I've told folks is that it's not a lily white area. We have a very diverse community. 25% of our community is African American, and yet we still get 72% of the vote. So the good news is that in Spartanburg County, much different than many other places that some of you folks are from or will visit during this campaign, this is a diverse county, a very big tent county. We like everybody to be here. The only thing that we always ask is that we are a structured county in the sense that there is a GOP platform, GOP principles that we very much abide by. We try to attract as many people to that as possible, and many things as far as smaller government and lower taxes and things like that are common, I think, among all of us. We are open to new ideas, and the reason that we're here today is one of those exact things where we possibly have had some misunderstanding of some comments made, some platform comments. And so the wonderful thing about this, the wonderful thing about what you have here, is you are among a very successful GOP group that will not only afford tremendous press exposure to what's going on here, but have a number of people who are now deciding on who the GOP nominee should be in this room today, with an opportunity to hear from Dr. Paul in a few minutes. As you also know from press reports, we have frequent visitors to this county from other presidential candidates. I think Dr. Paul will be, if we're counting correctly, our 32nd visit of a GOP contender for the nomination. They like to come here because since 1980, South Carolina has been the correct predictor of the GOP nominee. And if you boil those numbers down a little closer, you'll see you cannot win South Carolina without winning Spartanburg and Greenville. And you can boil that down a little further, and since Spartanburg is in the 35th largest media market in the country, it covers all of western North Carolina, a third of South Carolina, and a good chunk of northern Georgia. You also see that anything that's played out here gets a huge exposure on TV, the print media, etc. So as a result, we're very happy to have all presidential contenders come here, be able to show their ideas, tell us what they think about. The very important thing, and this is probably where some of us in the room and some of us up here will disagree, whoever the nominee is, whoever the GOP nominates, we will 100% support. There's no question about that, that from this podium, whoever that nominee is, we will support. And the reason I say that is because this group here, and most of the local supporters, are working for the GOP, working for the betterment of a party. We're not candidate specific. And the reason I say that is because as we look out there in the field of the Democrats, we can tell you that the weakest link in the Republican nominating process is better than anybody from the other side. No doubt about it. And you will hear that over and over and over again through the campaign. If any of you are interested, even if you don't live in state but want to be part of our, we have monthly newsletters that go out by email. We have a Bronze Elephant organization. We have 2 women's groups here in town. We have a First Monday group. If any of you want to be part of what we do, even if you don't live in this county, Alice Armentrout, raise your hand, Alice. We're more than happy to take your name. When you signed in, and the reason we wanted names and addresses is that's a way then that we can contact you and tell you what we're doing going forward. Warm welcome, but we will have Crystal later actually introduce the congressman. At this time, I'd like to call Alice Armentrout and Cindy Vance up to give our Pledge of Allegiance. We'll then have Paul Manley on the Republican Creed. Homer Rose is going to give a tribute to a couple of our local GOP activists, and then we're going to have an invocation by LaDonna Riggs, and then we'll go into Chris Lawton with the introduction. Thank you very much for coming.